Hi, my name is Carol DiMarco, and I came to co-write The Laurels because my daughter, Jennifer DiMarco, invited me to do so. I was on set for all 8 episodes, and that was really a privilege and, from what I understand, very unusual, that the writer doesn't generally get to see their writing come to life. And not only was it very enjoyable, I actually got to give a little bit of direction, which was a lot of fun. My taste in TV is pretty eclectic. I like public broadcasting, but I also like a whole range of kind of whodunit stuff, but what everything has in common is that it's well written. I don't like things where 10 minutes into it I've got it figured out. I like to see a little character development. I don't like the folks to be one-dimensional. I'd like to think if I met those folks on the street, there'd be someone I'd be interested in knowing. Ruby was probably my biggest challenge as far as the characters I wrote, because she is so immersed in history. History not being one of my strongest subjects. I had to do a lot of research because I wanted her to ring very genuine and true to the period of American history that we were talking about, as well as European history, World War II. She didn't really change significantly from how I originally envisioned her. I think when my daughter and I talked about who she was going to be, we had a pretty strong vision right from the get-go, who she was and what it was she was trying to do, be, and accomplish. She was probably my single most favorite character to write, although the most difficult. Maria is a very interesting combination of vulnerability and toughness and complexity. She kind of got to ride a roller coaster ride of emotions throughout the series, which was an interesting thing to write. You know, how do you make someone vulnerable and also tough at the same time? She changed somewhat from my original visions of her. But sometimes those visions and definitions change based on who is cast. In this case, I just felt that she was a multi-layered and complex character who I was happy to give a happy ending to. The character of Kathy, I think, was a little more hardened and perhaps jaded and or injured by the life she had lived, but through just the progression of the series, she came to be a softer, more vulnerable, not jaded at all person. Once again, the characterization by the actress really kind of led her definition down a slightly different road than what I had originally envisioned, but was delighted with. My favorite episode was episode 7. Episode 7 was very raw. It was very emotional. It was very character driven. There was, you know, an incredible crescendo and almost an audible exhale, and I like that. Although, you know, 1 through 6 and 8 weren't bad either. So, you know, it's kind of hard to pick, but if I had to pick, I'd say 7. Okay, so first of all, I have to say that I feel incredibly blessed to have been a part of this project. And once again, I have to thank my daughter, Jennifer DiMarco, the director, the writer, you know, the cinematographer, the everything, who made this project happen and allowed me to be a part of it. Secondly, I really need to thank the actors, who were just extraordinary. We saw brilliance in silence. We saw brilliance in words. We saw attention to character detail that is like unheard of in most TV that you see these days. We set the bar very high for the actors, and they never disappointed me. And I was very, very, very pleased with that, to be surrounded by such talented, dedicated people. And lastly, but certainly not least, I want to thank Brianne for coming up with the whole concept from the get-go, that there would be this call to arms by a poet laureate, because I think there is definitely a need for a call to arms for literacy and intelligence, and, for lack of a better term, smarter TV. TV does not have to be dumb to be enjoyable, and I feel that we've accomplished that, and I am very proud to have been a part of it.